All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Apologies if the first part of the introduction to this broadcast did not come through. I ran into some technical issues between my XSplit program talking to my YouTube my YouTube browser stream, but we're back and we seem to have everything in order now, and we are ready for part 2 of Dawn of Destiny 2020 from Heartland Championship Wrestling, brought to you by the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. We are live here in Cincinnati at the Great American Ballpark, where we have a match of very unique proportions between 3 ladies from Heartland Ladies Wrestling who have been embroiled in a nasty feud. Cheerleader Melissa from the West Coast, TESSA Blanchard, and ANGELUS LAYNE have been at each other for quite some time, and they are going to hook up in a triple threat match. I have devised my own rules for a triple threat match using red, white, and blue dice, and red, white, and blue counters for each wrestler. And with each move, there will be a wrestler on offense, a wrestler on defense, and a third wrestler who may or may not decide to get involved based on what the chart roll says. So each of the wrestlers will be represented by a different color dice in some of the determination of different roles. And also the sequence will be red for offense, white for defense, and blue for the idol wrestler. So we will start off with Cheerleader Melissa out of San Francisco, TESSA Blanchard out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and out of Michigan, ANGELUS LAYNE. As the storied rivalry comes to a head here at Dawn of Destiny 2020. The opening roll is 5-5-1. The red 5 and white 5 indicate that Melissa and TESSA have the advantage over ANGELUS in the blue. And with that, the two numbers on top being the same, that means Melissa and TESSA are going to double team ANGELUS to start the match, with the result being that she is going to go down on level 3 and TESSA Blanchard is going to take control. TESSA with a trapped leg codebreaker. Nasty move to start things off. ANGELUS is hurt. Melissa is going to stand back and let TESSA do her thing. TESSA now with a running neck breaker. And she is going to need a choice roll to connect on that. She's going to attempt this running neck breaker, and she will need a power roll of 8 or lower to get that done. And on a roll of 5, she connects. And ANGELUS LAYNE is down, and she is going to leave the ring. So let's see what happens when one of the wrestlers leaves the ring. And on a roll of 3, TESSA is going to let ANGELUS leave the ring, and TESSA is going to turn and attack Cheerleader Melissa. TESSA is going to whip Melissa into the ropes, and Melissa is a B-rated ropes wrestler. On a roll of 8, TESSA hits her with a back elbow coming off the ropes. ANGELUS LAYNE climbs back into the ring as TESSA continues the attack on Melissa. TESSA now with a short arm clothesline, and she nails Melissa and takes her down. TESSA maintaining the momentum. What is TESSA going to do to Melissa now? TESSA with a senton bomb nails Melissa again as ANGELUS looks on. TESSA is beating down Melissa. And TESSA now with a double knee face breaker. That is a finisher. That's going to cost Melissa a point of fatigue. Now, rule number 1, the third wrestler always has the opportunity to interrupt the pin. ANGELUS is not going to sit there and let TESSA pin Melissa without jumping in. And to do that, it's a roll of 2 dice. And the ability to break up the pin is 10 minus the fatigue tokens. So Angelus Lane has no fatigue tokens, and on a roll of 6, the pinfall is interrupted. So you'll notice that as the wrestlers get more and more tired and accumulate more fatigue over the course of the match, the ability for them to break up any given pinfall will get lesser and lesser. So this may take a while, but these 3 ladies are anxious to go at it. Now, Tessa has just attempted a pin on Melissa. Melissa had the pin was interrupted by Angelus, and now we roll to see what will happen next. And on a roll of 4, Tessa is going to continue her attack on Melissa as Angelus continues to bide her time. And this time Tessa is going to throw Melissa out of the ring. Tessa throws Melissa out of the ring. And with Melissa out of the ring, Tessa is going to turn. No, Angelus is going to attack Tessa. Tessa dumps Melissa out of the ring, and Angelus finally decides to get involved. Angelus whips Tessa into the corner and nails her with a cannonball into the corner, and down goes Tessa. Melissa climbs back into the ring, but she's not in time yet to intervene as Angelus continues her attack. Angelus now with the memory lane, devastating hold on Tessa. She's going to go for the pin, but Melissa has the chance to interrupt that, and on a roll of 4, Melissa is able to interrupt the count, and that cost Tessa the first point of fatigue on her chart. And now on a roll of 6, it is Melissa who jumps on Tessa and tries for the pinfall. And Angelus interrupts that. And some harsh words are spoken now between Melissa and Angelus as Melissa tried to steal the pin. Now Angelus jumps back on top. And Melissa pulls Angelus off. Angelus and Melissa getting into it. And now it is going to be Melissa who attacks Angelus after these two get into it. And it is Melissa with the Kondo clutch. Oh, a devastating submission style maneuver. And now that's going to be a submission attempt on Angelus. Tessa gets to her feet, and she's able to force Melissa to break the submission hold. These 3 ladies are all over each other early in the match. And now it is Tessa who's going to take a swing at Melissa. Tessa hits with the hammerlock DDT and takes Melissa down to the canvas. Tessa remains on the attack. Tessa with a whip to the ropes. Melissa comes off the ropes. And on a roll of 7, Tessa puts Melissa down with a back elbow. Tessa remains in control. Tessa now with a running neck breaker opportunity. That is going to require a choice chart roll of 7 or lower. Excuse me, 8 or lower, and she nailed it. And Melissa is hurt. And Angelus now is going to get involved. And it is Angelus who jumps on Melissa. They're double teaming on Melissa now as Angelus is going to go for the full Nelson bomb. And she hits that. And Melissa is just going to bail out and leave the ring. Melissa leaves the ring as she was getting double teamed by both these other 2 ladies in the ring. And it is going to be Angelus who pursues Melissa out of the ring. Melissa very dangerous at ringside, but so is Angelus, and it is Angelus who scores with a stiff right hand on Melissa. Melissa is finding no peace inside the ring or out of the ring, and Melissa comes back into the ring where Angelus and Tessa are both waiting. It is going to be Angelus maintaining the attack. And Melissa has been weakened. Angelus hits that memory lane, and Melissa is staggered. But now Tessa is going to turn and attack Angelus. And it is Tessa with an elbow smash to Angelus in the corner. Angelus is dazed. Melissa is going to jump in and get hers on Angelus. Melissa powers Angelus up with a back suplex and sends her down hard to the canvas in the center of the ring. Angelus slow to get to her feet as Melissa continues in control. Melissa shoves Tessa out of the way so she can keep on the attack against Angelus Layne. Punches to the midsection from Melissa. She throws some of the hardest lefts and rights in the game. Angelus is backing off, and it is Tessa who jumps in. And she's going to get hers on Angelus. Tessa with a whip to the ropes on Angelus. Angelus comes off and Tessa nails her with a running back elbow. But now it is Melissa coming after Tessa. Melissa takes the offense with a knee to the back of Tessa, and Tessa is hurt. Melissa versus Tessa. Melissa with a Samoan drop on Tessa. And Tessa rolls, and Tessa is hurt. Now Angelus gets into it on Tessa. Angelus with a running senton on Tessa. And Tessa gets up this time, and she comes after Angelus. Tessa is going to try for the running neck breaker, and she nails Angelus with that. And Angelus is hurt. Tessa coming after Angelus with another running neck breaker. Will she go for the cover? Yes, she does. But on a roll of 7, Melissa's going to interrupt that. And action continues. With Melissa now coming after Tessa. Tessa did her damage on Angelus, and Melissa picked her spot and comes after Tessa. And it is Melissa now with a running clothesline, nails Tessa with that. Tessa's going to fire right back, and Tessa hits an elbow smash on Melissa. Tessa in control with another Irish whip into the corner and a hard knee strike as Melissa bounces off the turnbuckle. Melissa fires right back, and she picks up Tessa and hits her again with a Samoan drop, and down goes Tessa. Tessa came with the running knee. Melissa got her in the Samoan drop, dropped her to the mat. And now it is a body slam on Tessa by cheerleader Melissa. She is one of the toughest ladies in the business. And she proved it on that exchange against Tessa. Now Angelus is going to get involved once again. And she is going to take on Melissa. Angelus gets Melissa from behind and starts choking her down with the boot. Melissa comes right back and fires a right hand to the side of the head of Angelus. Tessa is up. And it's going to be Tessa who attacks Melissa with a head scissor takedown into a leg lock. Melissa rolls out of that, fires back on Tessa with a whip to the turnbuckle. As Tessa comes off the turnbuckle, Melissa greets her with a big knee shot right to the jaw, and Tessa goes down hard. Tessa is down. She is vulnerable, but Angelus is going to jump in there, and it is Angelus with a neck breaker on Melissa, taking Melissa down to the canvas. Melissa and Tessa are both down now. And that gives Angelus the freedom to come after Melissa with a follow-up. Melissa is down. Angelus hits her with the bang bang, and she stays down. Tessa is up. Tessa comes after Angelus. Tessa with a hammerlock DDT taking Angelus down to the canvas. Tessa with a chance to follow up on Angelus. Melissa still down. Tessa now with a trap leg code breaker, and Angelus is still down. Tessa in control. Tessa with a jumping cutter. And Angelus is forced to bail out of the ring. How about that? What's going to happen now? As Angelus bails out of the ring, Melissa finally gets to her feet. And on a roll of 4, it is Melissa who is going to come after Tessa. Angelus is out of the ring. Melissa is going to take advantage. And she comes behind Tessa with a whip to the ropes. Tessa bounces back off of the ropes. And on a roll of 10, it is a double clothesline. Tessa and Melissa both clothesline one another. And Tessa is first to get to her feet. Tessa attacking Melissa as Angelus climbs back into the ring. Tessa with that jumping cutter on Melissa. And Melissa is hurt. Tessa follows up. Tessa with knee strikes. Melissa's going to fire back, but in comes Angelus. And it is Angelus who jumps in on Melissa. Angelus attacks Melissa with a front chancery, takes her down to the canvas. Tessa turns and hits Angelus. Tessa hits Angelus with the hammerlock DDT, and down goes Angelus. Angelus is down once again. Tessa is the dominant lady right now, the jumping cutter. And once again, Angelus takes a powder and rolls out of the ring. Tessa is going to follow. And oh, this time it looks like Melissa is going to take to the air and try a diving attack on both Tessa and Angelus at ringside. Oh, but on a roll of one, Melissa misses everything. She crashes and burns, and she is down on the arena floor. Melissa will be out of it for the next 5 moves, and that is going to give Tessa and Angelus a chance to go at it in the ring. It is Tessa in control as the action returns to the ring. Tessa with the double knee face breaker. Melissa can't break up the pinfall, but Angelus kicks out, and that costs her a point of fatigue. Angelus is the one who's taken the most damage here so far. Tessa still in control. Tessa with another trap leg code breaker, and Angelus remains hurt. Tessa follows up with a whip to the ropes. Coming off the ropes, it is Tessa with a back elbow on Angelus, taking Angelus down again. Melissa finally crawling to her feet at ringside, trying to stagger her way back into the ring, as Tessa goes with Angelus and another whip to the ropes, and another running back elbow. Tessa still in control, but Angelus getting back to her feet. Here's the running neck breaker, and down goes Angelus, just in time for Melissa to get back into the match, as Tessa looks to finish off Angelus. And this time it is a senton bomb from Tessa that punishes Angelus. Melissa still trying to get to her feet as Tessa continues on the attack with a series of knee strikes. But Angelus gets up and fires back. It's finally Angelus who recovers, and she fires back with a whip to the corner and nails Tessa in the corner with that running cannonball. That is a punishing move. Finally, Melissa getting back into the action, coming after Angelus. And it is Melissa with a snapmare taking Angelus over and down to the canvas. Angelus gets up and retaliates on Melissa, whipping Melissa into the corner, and it is Melissa who gets nailed with the cannonball. Oh my goodness, this cannonball has brought Angelus back into this match, and she is in control now, as both Tessa and Melissa are down, having suffered the effects of that brutal move. Bing, bang, boom on Melissa. Melissa slow to get to her feet, but it is Tessa getting to her feet, and Tessa attacks Angelus and grabs her in a chokehold. A vicious chokehold from Tessa, choking Angelus down into the corner. Running neck breaker from Tessa. She's going to try for the cover on Angelus after that running neck breaker, but Melissa gets over in time to break that one up. And Angelus continues to be in some trouble here. Tessa still on the attack, focusing her efforts on Angelus, as Melissa barely had the strength to interrupt the pinfall there. Tessa now with a senton bomb on Angelus. Angelus is down, but Melissa is coming after Tessa now. Melissa with a snapmare taking Tessa down to the canvas. Tessa gets up and fires back with a back elbow and a drop kick, but oh, Melissa dodges that drop kick, and she takes over control. Melissa with a whip to the turnbuckle, but Angelus bounces off the turnbuckle and nails Melissa with a skull-crushing lariat, and Melissa tumbles down and goes out of the ring. What's going to happen now? Melissa taking a powder. Angelus getting to her feet as Tessa is going to pursue Melissa out to the arena floor. Action on the arena floor between cheerleader Melissa and Tessa Blanchard. And on a roll of 6, it is Melissa who takes control and slams Tessa Blanchard into the steel security rail at ringside. Goodness gracious, hard-hitting action for all 3 of these ladies. Melissa throws Tessa back into the ring. Melissa with a hard forearm shot. Tessa staggers back. Melissa follows with a diving elbow drop. Tessa gets up from that, and Tessa fires back on Melissa with a series of knee strikes. Angelus now jumps on Melissa, who is down. Angelus hits Melissa with that cannonball in the corner, and Melissa is hurt. Angelus has taken 2 of those vicious cannonballs now, and now it is a bridging Northern Lights suplex from Angelus that takes Melissa over and down hard. Tessa jumps in on Melissa. Melissa now suffering the double team. Knee strikes from Tessa. Melissa is hurt. Tessa stays on the offense with a running neck breaker. Melissa still hurt. Melissa taking a lot of punishment here. Another running neck breaker from Tessa. Melissa still hurt. And now a short arm clothesline from Melissa takes from Tessa takes Melissa down to the canvas. Tessa still in control. Tessa now with that hammerlock DDT. Melissa is hurt. But oh, now Angelus is going to jump on Tessa, interrupting the attack as Angelus grabs Tessa into a front chancery and takes her down to the mat. Melissa's going to get her revenge on Tessa. Melissa takes Tessa over with a snapmare. Melissa staying on Tessa. Melissa with a whip to the ropes. Tessa comes off the ropes. And oh, it is a running double clothesline. Both Tessa and Melissa are down. Tessa first to her feet. Tessa with a code breaker on Melissa. Melissa is down. Tessa now with a double knee face breaker hits her finisher on Melissa. Angelus has been slowed and she cannot make the pin save. Here's the cover, but Melissa kicks out. Tessa is in control here as Angelus has been worn out and Melissa suffering the effects of that double team. Tessa still in control. Hits that jumping cutter. Melissa slow to get to her feet. Tessa with another short arm clothesline. Melissa up to one knee. Tessa with another series of knee strikes. Now Angelus jumps in on Tessa, on Melissa, excuse me, and Angelus drops Melissa with a full Nelson bomb. They're sensing weakness here on Melissa. Angelus and Tessa seem to have made an alliance here to give cheerleader Melissa a beat down. Here's a whip to the ropes from Angelus. Melissa bounces off the ropes, and oh! Melissa comes off the ropes and nails Angelus with a hard knee to the side of the head, and Angelus goes down. Melissa jumps on Angelus, and she hits Angelus with a hard series of forearms. Melissa takes a powder and leaves the ring, with Angelus leaving the ring with Melissa in pursuit. It's going to be Tessa who tries the flying body splash, and this time Tessa misses everything, and Tessa will crash and burn. Tessa goes down. Melissa and Angelus are at each other, and Angelus wins the brawl on the arena floor. Back in the ring, it is Angelus who's going to press the action on the arena floor. Melissa grabs Angelus, but Angelus wins that brawl on the arena floor, and action spills back into the ring. Angelus in control. Out of the ring we go again. And this time it is Melissa who wins the brawl on the arena floor. Angelus had a mind to go for a foreign object, but Melissa intercepted her quickly and took control. And now it's the air raid crash in the ring as Melissa hits the air raid crash on Angelus. This is a pinning maneuver, that over-the-shoulder Samoan drop style maneuver. The pin rating now is 8. Tessa is still down and out on the arena floor. And on a pin roll of 12, Angelus kicks out. How about that? It was looking desperate for Angelus there. But she is still down, and Tessa is still unable to get to her feet. Melissa pitches Angelus out of the ring. And on the arena floor, it is Angelus who grabs cheerleader Melissa and slams her leg into the steel ring post. Oh my goodness. Angelus now back in control. Angelus with a bing bang. Melissa is hurt. Finally, Tessa gets back to her feet, gets back into the ring, as Angelus is all over Melissa and in control. Angelus now with a bing bang boom, and Melissa is down. Melissa is down, and another bing bang from Angelus. Melissa stays down. Now Tessa jumps on Melissa, taking advantage. Tessa hurls Melissa out of the ring. And on a roll of 3, it is going to be Tessa now taking on Angelus. Melissa is out of the ring. Tessa's going to try and take control against Angelus while she has the opportunity. Here's an elbow smash in the corner. Angela fires back with an elbow smash. Melissa's back in the ring. Melissa gets behind Angelus and hits Angelus across the back of the head with a running clothesline. And Angelus is now staggered. These ladies are wearing each other out. Melissa now with another running clothesline to Angelus. Angelus fires back with a headbutt. Melissa fires right back with a body slam, throwing Angelus down to the canvas hard. Angelus gets up, comes back after Melissa with a full Nelson bomb, and Melissa goes down hard. And she is hurt. Angelus and Melissa going at it while Tessa takes a breather. Angelus with a whip to the ropes, and oh! Melissa comes off of the ropes, catches Angelus with a sunset flip, and this is a possible pinning combination. Can Tessa make the save? Tessa makes the save. Goodness gracious, another close call. And after that pin attempt, on a roll of 1, it is Tessa who now is going to attack Melissa after the attempted pin. Tessa comes at Melissa with a headlock and just slugs her in the side of the head. Tessa stays in control with another head scissor takedown into a leg lock. But now Angelus gets up, and Angelus is going to come after Tessa. Angelus with a side slam attempt on Tessa, but Tessa ducks away from that one. And all 3 ladies stagger to their respective corners as Angelus missed that attempted takeover. What's going to happen now? It's going to be Tessa in control now, and she is going to take a shot at Melissa. Tessa with a back elbow and a drop kick. Melissa steps out of the way of that one. And Melissa fires back at Tessa with a curb stomp. Oh, the curb stomp, and that's going to be a pin attempt on Tessa. Can Angelus make the save? No, she can't. She's got 6 fatigue points. But the pin rating is only 5 for Tessa, and Tessa easily kicks out after the curb stomp. She is the freshest lady in this match, and Angelus has suffered the most damage. It is Angelus now who is going to come after Melissa after Melissa attempted the pin. And it is Angelus attacking Melissa with a whip to the turnbuckle. Melissa comes off the turnbuckle, and she gets nailed by a big kick from Angelus. Angelus still in control, bridging Northern Lights suplex. Takes Melissa down to the canvas hard. Angelus is running out of gas here, but she is still fighting. She whips Melissa to the turnbuckle. But oh, this time, Angelus charges into the turnbuckle. Melissa ducks away, and Angelus misses that charge, hits the turnbuckle, and falls out of the ring. Action continues on the arena floor with Melissa in pursuit of Angelus outside the ring. Angelus is going to have to crawl back into the ring where Melissa is waiting. Tessa still down. What's Melissa going to do? Here's the air raid crash. Another pinning opportunity for Melissa. Can Tessa make the save? On a roll of 7, Tessa makes the pin save. And Angelus is way the worse for wear. And on a roll of 6, Tessa tries to steal the pin attempt. And Melissa has to break that up. This time Melissa attacks Tessa after Tessa tried to steal a pin. Melissa with a diving elbow drop onto Tessa. Tessa fires back with a series of knee strikes. Angelus is going to jump into the party. She attacks Melissa with a whip to the ropes. But again, Melissa comes off the ropes. And again, she nails Angelus with a hard blow to the side of the head. Angelus goes down. Melissa just pitches Angelus out of the ring. Melissa follows Angelus out of the ring. And it is going to be a suicide dive attempt by Tessa. Tessa's going to try this again. It's failed the first 2 times. And this time Tessa nails both of the opponents. She is going to pull Angelus back into the ring. And Melissa hits the code breaker on Angelus. She's going to try for the pinfall. This is going to be a desperation pin save attempt. Melissa can't get there. She was out of the ring. And on a roll of 9, Tessa scores the pinfall on Angelus. Very smart play by Tessa, getting the first pinfall on Angelus after forgot to bring my pen back with me to the table. So Tessa did the suicide dive on both opponents outside the ring, hurled Angelus back into the ring, dropped her with a code breaker, and the first fall of this match is Tessa defeating Angelus with the code breaker. So Angelus has been eliminated, and now it will be Tessa and Melissa squaring off, which is where this very feud began. And these two are going to have a standard match to determine the winner. And immediately the fur is going to fly, and we're going to see some extracurricular type action from Melissa. Once again, we're in the Face to the Mat Highlight Center booklet. On the roll of 36, is Melissa powerful? Yes, she is. She tosses the opponent out of the ring and then tosses various objects on top of the wrestler on the arena floor. Melissa stacking chair after chair on top of Tessa. That is going to cost Tessa a point of fatigue. Captain Carl, welcome back. We are in a middle of what was a triple threat match. Angelus Layne has just been eliminated. Cheerleader Melissa now hits the air raid crash on Tessa as Tessa gets out from under that pile of chairs. The pin roll is 6, and on a roll of 3, that's the pin. Melissa defeats Tessa and wins the ladies triple threat match after Tessa pinned Angelus. Melissa threw Tessa out of the ring and plowed her with a mountain of steel chairs. And it is Melissa with the air raid crash, pinning Tessa Blanchard for the victory in what was a very intense triple threat match from Heartland Ladies Wrestling. So congratulations to cheerleader Melissa. She is one bad lady from San Francisco, California. And if you've not had the chance to see her wrestle, look her up on YouTube. She is something else. She is a hard hitter. She had a run in TNA back in the early days. First as Raisha Saeed, who was the burqa-wearing accomplice to Awesome Kong. And then Melissa dropped the Raisha Saeed gimmick and had a run as Alyssa Flash. Then went down to Lucha Underground as Mariposa, where she has been wrestling most recently. But yeah, check out cheerleader Melissa on YouTube. She is fantastic. Former 2-time Shimmer heavyweight Shimmer Ladies World Champion. and a fine, fine performer who had a couple of dark matches in WWE, but never made the big time in the WWE. She is much more of a wrestler type than a bikini babe type. And so she never did catch the eye of Kevin Dunn or Vince McMahon or anybody whose opinion would mean anything, and that's their loss, because she is an excellent performer. All right, so that is the end of our ladies match. Next up, things are going to go from greats to even greater. Hey, Sports Time Machine. Welcome, Mr. Utah Mike. Welcome, Captain Carl, to the broadcast. This is match number 5 coming up in today's series of 9 matches in Dawn of Destiny 2020. In case you missed the first part of the broadcast, we're going to do 3 separate broadcasts with 3 matches each. And this is part 2, match 2. And this is for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. And this is best 2 out of 3 falls, because these guys have been these guys have traded the belts back and forth twice, and so now by Heartland Championship Wrestling rules, we go to a 2 out of 3 fall decider to put an end to this championship rivalry. Right now, it is the Road Warriors who hold the belts, and they are accompanied by Precious Paul Ellering, and James J. Dillon accompanies the Horsemen. So this should be an outstanding match. Both teams will have 2 interference opportunities, either by way of pin save or manager distraction or manager interference. And that's what these extra 10-siders here up at the top will indicate. But we are set for action between the Road Warriors and the Horsemen in tag team competition with the Atlantic Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship on the line. And starting things off will be Road Warrior Animal for the champions, and AA Arn Anderson for the challengers. And here we go. Oh, and the opening initiative rolls are tied, and that means there's going to be some sort of shenanigans. And it's going to be Tully Blanchard who is responsible for the shenanigans. And we go to the Face to the Mat Highlight Center booklet, tag team results, and we roll for Tully Blanchard. And the roll is a 32. Is Tully Blanchard heavy? He is not heavy. If he were heavy, it would be opponent injured after being fallen on by wrestler. Opponent's partner must finish by himself. Instead, a nasty blow from Tully Blanchard sparks a free-for-all. 5 minutes of chaos followed by a grudge rematch challenge. So this feud isn't going to end here tonight, but Tully Blanchard scores with a cheap shot on Animal, and that is going to give the Horsemen the advantage to start the match. Anderson in control. He drops the knee on Animal. Tully Blanchard took Animal down with a cheap shot. Arn Anderson dropped the knee on him, and we are underway. Anderson with a kick to the ribs. Animal still down. Can he get over and make the tag? Yes. It is Road Warrior Hawk now into the ring for his team. And it is Hawk attempting a boot to the face, and he nails the boot to the face on Anderson, and Anderson goes down. Anderson hits a down 3, and immediately the Road Warriors go to the Doomsday Device. They nail the Doomsday Device. This is going to be a pin opportunity on Anderson on a roll of 6 or lower after the Doomsday Device. There's a count of 1. And on a count of 2, Arn Anderson is able to kick out. It was pretty early in the match for the Road Warriors to try the Doomsday Device, but a statement has been made. Hawk now with a running clothesline takes Anderson down. Anderson to his feet. Hawk with a whip to the ropes. Anderson off the ropes, and Hawk nails him with a running back elbow. Hawk now with another whip to the ropes. Anderson comes off, and this time it is Anderson who gets the drop on Hawk. Hawk ducked his head too soon. Anderson nailed him with an elbow smash to the back of the head. And Anderson is going to go up for the possible death jump. Anderson to the top rope. Not normally his territory, but he is desperate to make something happen here. But oh, on a roll of 4, it is Hawk to his feet first, and he throws Anderson down to the canvas. Anderson hits the mat hard. Arn Anderson is not a guy that spends a lot of time coming off that top turnbuckle, and Hawk made him pay. Hawk just pitches Anderson out of the ring, and we are going to have our first foray to the arena floor. Anderson, no stranger to brawling at ringside. But on a roll of 8, it is Anderson who is forced to crawl helplessly back into the ring where Hawk awaits with more malice in mind. Hawk now goes to the death jump. It's going to be Hawk climbing the turnbuckles. Can he score? Yes, it's a flying clothesline from Hawk. And Hawk nails Anderson, and down goes Double A. Here's Animal into the ring. Double team attempt. They hit Anderson with a double clothesline, and he is down. Animal pitches Anderson out of the ring, and here we go again. No shenanigans this time. And this time on a roll of 4, it is Arn Anderson who wins the brawl on the outside of the ring. Anderson grabs Animal by the leg and smashes his elbow across the knee of Animal as Animal's leg was draped awkwardly over the ring apron. Animal is now favoring that left leg as Anderson comes back into the ring, and he delivers a spine buster that takes Animal down to the mat. Anderson tags into Blanchard, and it is Tully Blanchard into the ring now. And he is going to pick up Animal for the pile driver. Animal hits hard but manages to stagger back to his feet. Blanchard's still in control, and he just takes Animal to the side of the ring and burns his eyes across the top rope in damaging fashion. Animal very unhappy about that. Hawk screaming from ringside. Precious Paul Ellering imploring the referee to do something. No! Here is a boot to the groin from Tully Blanchard, and Animal is not liking that. Tully Blanchard pulling out all the stops here. Blanchard goes for the knee smash, but Animal powers his way out of that. And it is Animal who fires back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Blanchard into the turnbuckle. And it is Blanchard who grabs the arm of Animal, swinging Animal across the ring to the opposite turnbuckle. And this time it is a big kick from Blanchard that stuns Animal coming out of the corner. Blanchard now in control, and he is going to stomp a mud hole into Animal in the corner. Whip to the ropes. Animal comes off the ropes. And oh, Tully Blanchard drops down low and clips the knee of Animal and takes him down to the canvas. That's twice that we've seen that knee of Animal being worked on. Blanchard and Anderson, masters of doing damage to the body part. And Blanchard in control, and he is going to go for the slingshot suplex. Up onto the top rope, and down goes Animal hard. Blanchard's going to go for the cover, but Animal kicks out of that with authority. Oh my goodness, Animal must have thrown Blanchard 5 feet into the air on that kick out. Arn Anderson's eyes widen at ringside as Animal gets slowly to his feet. His knee has been injured here a couple of times, but he is fighting on. Blanchard comes back at him, and it is Blanchard now pitching Animal out of the ring and down to the arena floor. We're going to have a confrontation on the arena floor, and this time it is Animal once again who is limping around. Blanchard goes out and kicks him in the leg, and Animal once again has to crawl back into the ring in order to beat the 10 count. As Blanchard awaits. Blanchard's going to go for the slingshot suplex again. And once again, Animal powers out. But they are doing plenty of damage to Animal, and to that right knee in particular. Here's a double team from the Horsemen. And it is a devastating double team as they lift Animal up into the air and drop him down hard across the knee with a double team knee breaker, a la the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And Animal is desperately in pain now. And the first fall is, the momentum all belongs to the horseman. Anderson now is going to go once again to the top rope and try that enforcer bomb. And this time he nails it. This time he nails it. And on a roll of 11, it is a possible pinfall. It's the first fall. And on a roll of 5, they get the first fall. How about that? The Road Warriors opted not to use the pinfall or the pin save, with the pin rating only being 5, but Animal hit the 5, and the first fall belongs to the horseman. So the first fall is Arn Anderson with a pinfall over Animal by way of the enforcer bomb off the top turnbuckle. And now we have a little rest break in between falls. And with that rest break, I will subtract a fatigue token from each wrestler. Now, Hawk and Blanchard did not get any fatigue tokens in that first fall. Animal gets knocked back to 2, and Anderson is now once again the fresh man in the ring. And of course, the old style rules say that the 2 men involved in the first fall have to be involved in the beginning of the next fall. So it will be Anderson moving out against Road Warrior Animal to start this second fall. Quick drink of Diet Pepsi, and we are back in action. And this time it is Animal who gets the advantage, and he is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Anderson comes off the ropes. Animal drops down. Anderson off the opposite ropes. Oh, and it is Anderson with the flying shoulder tackle that takes Animal back down to the canvas. Animal a step slow getting to his feet, still nursing that injured knee. And now it is a hammerlock body slam from Arn Anderson that takes Animal down to the canvas. And that is an add 1 move, and that adds another point of fatigue. Anderson uses that hammerlock body slam. They've worked on the leg, now they're working on the arm, as the shoulder of Animal was trapped under him with that body slam. And Animal is in big trouble now. What's Anderson going to do? He is going to work the arm some more with an arm bar. Animal gets back up to his feet. Anderson, just rakes the eyes with the laces of his boot. And Animal does not like that. Animal gets to his feet, and he grabs Anderson with a whip to the ropes. Whip to the ropes. Anderson comes off the ropes. And on a roll of 10, that is the double clothesline. Both men are down. And Animal was on the offensive, so he is the first man to his feet. And he is finally going to make it over to the corner of the ring, where he tags in his partner, Road Warrior Hawk. Hawk now coming in against Double A. Hawk starts him off with a high gorilla press slam, and down to the canvas hard goes Double A. Double A hits hard, gets to his feet, and another press slam. And this time Hawk's going to go for the cover, but Anderson kicks out of that. Hawk remains in control. We've got an LOD, LOD, LOD chant coming from ringside. Hawk now in control, over the shoulder backbreaker. He's going to go for the cover again. Anderson kicks out again, but the punishment continues for Double A as the powerful Road Warrior Hawk has taken control. Hawk now with a running clothesline. Anderson staggers to his feet. Hawk with a whip to the ropes. Anderson comes off the ropes, and Hawk nails him with a running back elbow. Animal getting a much-needed break at ringside as he confers with Precious Paul Ellering. Hawk now with another gorilla press slam. Anderson slow to get to his feet, beginning to favor the side of his lower back. And now it is a high vertical suplex from Hawk. And down to the canvas hard again goes Anderson. Hawk with his power has taken control. Whip to the ropes. Anderson comes off to the ropes, and again, a running back elbow from Hawk. Those massive trapezius muscles, those massive triceps into the face of Arn Anderson, taking Arn Anderson down. Another gorilla press slam, and Anderson goes down. Hawk in control with a power rush as the fans here in Cincinnati get behind the LOD. Here's Hawk with a high drop kick. Who knew he could drop kick like that? Anderson goes down. Hawk now with another vertical suplex, another pin attempt, and another kick out, but Anderson is in trouble now. James J. Dillon looking concerned at ringside. His team still has the advantage, 1-0, so he's not going to risk any shenanigans quite yet that might get him disqualified, but his man Double A is in big trouble. And now, they go for the Doomsday device. Doomsday device has been activated, and that is going to be a pin rating of 9 or lower. Are they going to go for the pin save? J.J. Dillon is going to try the distraction, and on a roll of 7, the distraction is successful. So Dillon manages to distract the referee. The pinfall is broken, but the first interference has taken place, and Hawk is still in control. Actually, after the Doomsday device, that's a tag to Animal. They had to do the tag to legally execute that. So now the two most tired men are in the ring with Animal battling Anderson. Animal in control, and he whips Anderson out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Both men out of the ring and ready to do battle. And on a roll of 8, it is Animal who wins the brawl and scores with a hard elbow smash to the head of Double A. And Double A is stunned at ringside and has to crawl back into the ring where Animal is waiting. Animal comes back with another whip out of the ring. Still no shenanigans at ringside as the referee keeps a close eye on the action. But once again, it is Animal who wins the brawl on the arena floor and nails Double A with a vicious clothesline that takes Double A down to the concrete floor. Actually, we're in a baseball park. Takes him down to the grass field. Anderson is down. Animal crawls back into the ring, and wisely he is going to go tag in Hawk. And Hawk will take over as James J. Dillon has a brief strategy session with his men until the referee breaks that up and forces Double A to come back into the ring. And immediately it is a double clothesline from Hawk and Animal, and Anderson goes down hard. Anderson is going to try to get over for a tag. He cannot get there, and Hawk remains in control. And they go again for the Doomsday device. The Horsemen are not going to waste a pinfall this time, as the Doomsday device is successful. And 2, 4 plus 4 is 10, and on a roll of 9, that's the pin. All right, so fall number 2 goes to the Road Warriors as Hawk pins Double A after the Doomsday device. So we are even at 1 fall each. Another 30-second rest break here. That will allow the recovery of some fatigue tokens. And it's going to be Hawk and Double A to start things off. And the Horsemen used one of their manager distractions on that fall, so they only have one. The Road Warriors, behind the wise strategic mastermind of Precious Paul Ellering, have both of their interferences as we go into the third fall. And the Road Warriors are looking good here at this juncture. But it is Anderson who gains advantage at the beginning of the fall, and he's going to go for the elbow smash. He's going to need a roll of 6 or lower to complete that, and Hawk powers his way out of the elbow smash. Hawk comes back with a whip to the ropes. Coming off the ropes, Double A gets control, and he nails Hawk with a knee to the side of the head. Double A in control now. What's he going to do? He goes with a forearm shot to the midsection. Hawk gets up and fires back with an eye gouge. Hawk goes to the eyes, and Anderson is staggered. The referee is furious, but Hawk picks him up with a high gorilla press slam, and down goes Anderson hard. He cannot get over to get the tag made. Hawk is in control. Hawk is going to go for the death jump. And on a roll of 6, it is a flying clothesline from Hawk that takes Anderson down to the canvas. Things are looking desperate for the Horseman here as Hawk is in control. And now Hawk with another running clothesline. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll is a 5. And this time it is going to be, oh gosh, this is for the title. So on a 5, I guess we got to use the we're going to go to the manager interference charge. What is J.J. Dillon going to do on the manager interference charge? And on a roll of 11, your manager tries to interfere, but the opponent whips you into the manager for a big collision. Then the opponent uses his finisher on you. Roll your pin plus the opponent's finisher rating. The Doomsday device has been executed again. This time the pin roll is a 9. And on a roll of 10, Anderson kicks out. Oh my goodness, I don't believe it. J.J. Dillon is down and out at ringside. Tully Blanchard is staggered as he knocked heads with Dillon. Arn Anderson somehow out of nowhere managed to get his foot under the bottom rope as the referee was completing the 3 count, and the match will continue. Hawk just pitches Anderson out of the ring. In frustration, Anderson rolls under the bottom rope. Hawk follows at ringside. And it is Hawk who takes control at ringside. And it is a steel chair. Hawk with a steel chair, nailing Double A at ringside. This is a no disqualification match. Action goes back into the ring. Hawk with a backbreaker takes Anderson down to the canvas. And Anderson still can't get over to make the tag. Blanchard is desperate to get tagged into this match. Anderson still in trouble. Running clothesline from Hawk. Anderson to his feet. And now it's a double clothesline from both Road Warriors. They make the cover. The pin rating for this is a 7. And on a roll of 11, Anderson gets his leg over the bottom rope again. Goodness gracious, the match continues. Animal now in the ring. Animal with a power slam. He makes the cover. And on a roll of 6, finally, Animal gets the 3 count. My goodness, what a fall that was. Anderson never was able to tag out during that fall. Blanchard frustrated at ringside, but them's the breaks. As Animal pins Arn Anderson after a power slam for the 3rd and decisive fall. And your winners and still Atlantic Tag Team Champions, the team of Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors. And it was Tully Blanchard, when unable to get back into the ring, as Animal delivered that power slam onto Double A Arn Anderson, who had been worn out for that entire 3rd fall. And it is Anderson who takes defeat. And the Horsemen come away frustrated as they are unable to recapture the Atlantic Tag Team Championship from the team of the legendary Road Warriors. My goodness gracious, what a match and what a win for the Road Warriors as they successfully retain the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. 2 fine matches here in segment number 2. And we have one more championship match to go in part 2 of Dawn of Destiny. And this is for the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Championship. The reigning and defending champion, the very popular Jimmy Superfly Snuka. But he has got his work cut out for him tonight as he faces the legendary Nick Bockwinkel. Pro Wrestling Mid-America runs Texas, Missouri, Minnesota, Chicago, and the center part of the country. And the Atlantic Wrestling Federation, of course, runs the old Georgia, Florida, North Carolina loop. But Jimmy Snuka is your Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. And we'll see if Nick Bockwinkel can get the title away from Snuka here in tonight's action. And the opening initiative roll goes to SNUKA. SNUKA leads off with a headlock. And Bockwinkel comes back and whips SNUKA into the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle, Jimmy bounces off the turnbuckle. Bockwinkel hits him with a big kick, and it's Bockwinkel in control. Bockwinkel now with a butt drop to the leg. And stays in control, follows that up with an attempt at a drop kick. He is going to need a choice roll to make that happen of 6 or lower. And on a roll of 10, SNUKA does the drop kick. And SNUKA fires back, leapfrogs, and scores with a hard chop across the chest of Bockwinkel. And Bockwinkel is immediately staggered. He staggers back and drops down to one knee. SNUKA is going to go up for a knee drop. And on a roll of 12, he hits him square in the chest with a knee drop. He goes for the cover, but Bockwinkel immediately kicks out of that one. And SNUKA has taken control here very quickly in this match. That leapfrog and drop, and now a flying headbutt from SNUKA stuns Bockwinkel. Nobody chops quite like Jimmy SNUKA. And Bockwinkel still feeling the effects of that as SNUKA picks up Bockwinkel and crashes him down across the knee with a backbreaker. Bockwinkel is down. SNUKA pitches Bockwinkel out of the ring. Oh, but as they tumble out of the ring, it is Bockwinkel who takes control, and a wild brawl erupts at ringside. We're going to have a possible disqualification of both men. SNUKA will not be disqualified. Bockwinkel will not be disqualified. And on a roll of 4, it is Bockwinkel who wins the brawl at ringside. And coming back into the ring, it is Bockwinkel who catches SNUKA coming in and locks in the figure 4 leg lock. SNUKA in some trouble, but SNUKA is able to work his way to the bottom rope and force the hold to be broken. Both men now having suffered a point of fatigue. Bockwinkel now in control, and Bockwinkel is going to just choke SNUKA against the ropes. The referee is putting the count on him. Count of 1, 2, 3, and on the count of 4, Bockwinkel shoves SNUKA back into the center of the ring. Bockwinkel with a cover. SNUKA had to kick out of that one. A surprise cover after Bockwinkel weakened SNUKA with that choke on the ropes. Bockwinkel, a very devious ring tactician. What's he going to do now? He goes back to the figure 4. The figure 4 leg lock from Bockwinkel. Possible submission attempt. Count of 1. Oh, and SNUKA finally escapes that at the count of 2, but SNUKA is now in some trouble. Bockwinkel is going to go for the choice H. Not much of a good choice there, but it's going to be an attempted knee smash to the back. And on a roll of 7 on the death jump chart, Bockwinkel gets it done. Knee smash to the back for Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel remains in control, goes back to that chokehold on the ropes. Another butt drop to the leg. SNUKA finally gets to his feet. Bockwinkel with a hip toss. SNUKA gets up from the hip toss and fires back with a kick to the stomach. SNUKA tries for the body slam and gets him down to the canvas hard. But Bockwinkel gets up from that, and it is Bockwinkel with a back suplex that forces SNUKA up into the air and down onto the canvas hard. SNUKA will roll out to the arena floor. And this time on a roll of 5, it is SNUKA who takes control out of the ring. Here's another wild brawl. This could again be a double disqualification. SNUKA is not going to be disqualified. Bockwinkel will not be disqualified. And this time the chart roll favors SNUKA, who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And now SNUKA is going to go for a chop across the chest in the ring, and Bockwinkel goes down. SNUKA is going to go for the top rope, and he is going to try for the Superfly Leap. On a roll of 11 or 12, he will miss. And on a roll of 12, SNUKA misses the Superfly Leap. Oh my goodness. Bockwinkel takes over. As SNUKA missed the Superfly Leap, Bockwinkel with another attempted knee smash to the back. This time he nails it. Bockwinkel in control, and Bockwinkel is going to go to choke him out again on the ropes. Once again, Bockwinkel has choked Jimmy Snuka out on the ropes. Bockwinkel with a roll-up. And he can get a pin here on 6 or lower. And on a count of 6, he gets the pin. Oh my goodness. Nick Bockwinkel, the most devious man in Pro Wrestling Mid-America, has stunned the world and taken the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Championship away from Jimmy Snuka with every dirty tactic you can imagine. He went to the eyes. He went to multiple chokeholds. He went to the figure 4 on a couple of occasions, but finally he managed to choke Snuka into oblivion and roll him up for the pinfall. So Nick Bockwinkel is your winner after a roll-up, after a choke on the ropes. It is Nick Bockwinkel who catches the victory, and he is your new Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion. How about Nick Bockwinkel? All right, fans, thank you for checking out part 2 of Dawn of Destiny 2020. There were a couple of questions in the chat room. I have not used Bobby Heenan for these purposes yet, because Bobby Heenan is over in Atlantic Wrestling Federation, where he manages Big John Studd and Ken Patera and Paul Orndorff. So that's why Bobby Heenan is not accompanying Bockwinkel here in Pro Wrestling Mid-America. There was another question earlier about the Tully Blanchard Filsinger Games card. And the reason I do not use that is that I use the tag team bootleg cards that I got from my bootleg source. These cards came together for Anderson and Blanchard. Yes, the Tully Blanchard card that is part of the Filsinger Games Legends set is a wonderful card, and if I do go into, if I take Blanchard into singles competition, I may pull that card out and use that instead. But I started using the Anderson and Blanchard tag team bootleg cards before the release of the Filsinger Legends set. All right, as you can tell, I'm running out of voice here, so I am again going to take a break. It is 6:20 Central Time, and that was over an hour that time on that broadcast. I will shoot for 8 o'clock Central Time, so an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to go get some dinner. Maybe a quick run through the grocery store. And when we return, it will be the final segment of Dawn of Destiny 2020. 3 more championship matches remain. The Heartland Ladies Championship will be a rematch between 2 of the most brutal lady wrestlers on planet Earth. Sherry Martel is now your champion, having captured the belt from Soraya Knight in an absolutely hellacious brawl. They're going to go at it again with the title on the line as Soraya Knight exercises her rematch clause right here at Dawn of Destiny 2020. Then we will see our 2 World Heavyweight Championship matches for tonight. First, in tag team competition, it will be the world champions, the Steiner brothers, taking on the challengers, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. Excuse me. And finally, in your main event, it will be the NWA World Heavyweight Championship as the Macho Man, Randy Savage, defends his title against the one and only Nature Boy, Ric Flair. So fans, thank you for checking out part 2 of Dawn of Destiny 2020. We'll be back around 8 o'clock Central Time tonight for part 3 of tonight's action. Until then, that's our stream, and I am out of here.